So, Hare Krishna, so I'm starting in a minute. Please wait for a minute. Thank you all the devotees for joining today's morning Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी. Today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam first chapter, first canto, fifth chapter, 24th verse. ते मय्या अपेत अखिल चापलेर्बके दान्ते धृता क्रीडानकेऽनुवर्तिनि चक्रुकृपाम्यद्यापि तुल्यदर्शना शुश्रूषमाणे मुनयो अल्पभाषिणी. ते मय्या अपेता किल चापलेर्बके दान्ते धृता क्रीडानके अनुवर्तिनि चक्रुकृपा यद्यापि तुल्यदर्शनाः शुश्रूषमाणे मुनयो अल्पभाषिणी. ते मय्या अपेतः किल चापलेर्बके दान्ते धृता क्रीडानकेऽनुवर्तिनि चक्रुकृपां यद्यापि तुल्यदर्शना शुश्रूषमाणे मुनयो अल्पभाषिणी. Synonyms: they, mai, unto me, apeta, not having undergone, akhila, all kinds of, chapale, proclivities, arbhake, unto boy, dante, having controlled the senses, adruta kridanake, without being accustomed to sporting habits, anuvartini, obedient, chakruha, did bestow, krupam, costless, mercy, yadyapi, although, tulya darshinaha, impartial by nature, Sushrushamane, unto the faithful, Munayaha, the Muni, flowers of the Vedanta, Alpabhashini, one who does not speak more than required. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their costless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and I had no attachment for sports. Even though I was a boy, in addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, all the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matters are only three, namely, to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotion service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal, back to Godhead. Yes, as such, Vedanta Vadis are the followers of the Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. Such Vedantis are the Bhakti Vedantas, are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of devotion service. To them, no one is enemy or friend. No one is educated or uneducated. No one is especially favorable and no one is unfavorable. The Bhakti Vedantas see that the people in general are wasting time in false sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of Godhead. By such endeavor, even the more forgotten soul is roused up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas. The people in generally gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So, the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from the childish sporting, etc. But before the initiation, the boy, became more and more advanced in discipline, which is very essential for one who wishes to make progress in the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of actual human life. Small boys, after 5 years of age, are sent to become brahmachari at the Guru's ashrama, where these things are systematically taught by every boy. Be a king's son or the son of an ordinary citizen. The training was compulsory, not only to create a god citizens of the state, but also to prepare the boy's future life for spiritual realization. The irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to the children of the followers of the Varnashram system. A boy was even injected the spiritual acumen before being placed by the father in the womb of the mother. Both the father and the mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from the material bondage. That is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget children for complete perfection without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient. No one can become successful in following the instructions of the spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you again. Thank you all for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we were discussing first canto, 5th chapter and 24th verse, where Narada Muni, Srila Narada Muni is narrating his previous life of his own as a small boy after his parent died. So how he served the sages and became a great devotee of the Lord, and then finally he get a next birth as a Narada Muni. So this is something Narada Muni was explaining about his past. So we can see very rarely the great devotees talk about their past life, which may be bad or good, whatever it is. So we can rarely see that. Because of their they are in deep devotion, they're not hesitant to share the previous or even the same life. So what happened before Krishna consciousness and after Krishna consciousness, right? So yeah. So here, few things we need to see that Srila Narada Muni explained very stressfully about his previous janma. So we have seen, I think devotees already explained about previous janma. He was a boy of maid servant. So previous to that, actually, he was a Gandharva. He was a very great Gandharva, was singing nicely in along with Apsaras and in heavenly planet. So his name was actually Upabharana. So he got a curse. So what has happened is, so when there was some Yagna was going on, So where actually all sages and all the devatas, demigods, sages, and then great devotees, brahmanas, everyone are assembled in that yajna where everyone are glorifying the Lord Vishnu. So during that time, this person, the Gandharva, along with the Apsara, he was completely intoxicated with the enjoyment. So, and he was very singer. Gandharva means, right? They are very beautiful, very handsome, and they are very, they can do, they can sing very nicely, dance and everything. So, they are very attractive also. So, he was intoxicated with completely self-enjoyment along with Apsara. So, he was glorifying mundane song. He was singing mundane song while glorification of Vishnu was happening in the great sacrifice ceremony. So the sages were really upset with this Gandharva, Upabharana. So, and then they were thinking that this guy is this person is going to spoil this for Agna, and then the sages cursed him. So what they cursed is, you can go to mortal world, earthly planet, and get a birth in the lowest family, lowly family, completely lowest family, as a Shudra. So that's how in the next, so he born as a very Shudra family, very low family, so as a son of maid servant. So that is about his birth and actually previous to previous, right? So previous birth was son of maid servant. And what happened after that? When he born as a maid servant, son, so his father was not there, and then he was surviving with his mother for sometime. He was very young, maybe it is, I'm not sure about the age, but it will be like around 6 7 age, 6 7 or so less than 8. So and then they were serving the sages, so who were coming and doing all this meditation, yajna and all other things. So her mother was going and serving there, and he was also going there and serving. What has happened one day? So mother died by snake bite. So he was all alone. Nobody was there. No father, no mother now. He was all alone. He's a very young kid. What he can do? Sometimes, so we'll think that, right? So we think that God is so cruel that how come the small kid, only mother, he was surviving with mother, only he was depending on mother. Even if we take away mother also, what will happen to that kid? We just so cruel, right? We think about cruelty of the Lord. So, but it turned out in different way. We think that, right? Sometimes I'm in very much in trouble. And I'm getting so many problems in my life, and one more than one. Like, so it's like completely. So office problem, family problem, kids problem. So many problems we were keep getting at a time. So we think that what is God is giving a lot of problem for in our life. So we think that, but so see that boy. So what happened? He was serving the great sages, and then he got a shower of mercy from the sages, and then he realized completely self-realization, and then went forest and start meditating on Krishna, Lord, Supreme Lord, and then Supreme Lord actually came in front of him. So he told that, so you will become great sage in the next life. So that's how. So that boy become. So because if his mother was there, he might not realize. So he would not become devotee. Since he was alone, he was self-realized, and then he got the shower of mercy from the sages, and then he completely understood the knowledge, scriptural knowledge and everything. So that's how. So Srila Narada Muni is in the next life, he got his great sage, Devarshi Narada Muni. So coming back to this verse, overall, so he got unlimited mercy from all the sages. So, and even though he is a very small boy, He doesn't have any qualification, so he don't have any educational knowledge, so and he don't have any even material wealth also. Though he got a mercy from the sages. Why? Because he had two things. One is he was so simple, he was so simplicity, he was completely innocent. And second thing is, this is main important, service attitude. Due to this, even though he don't have any other qualification, he got the shower of mercy from the sages. So that is very much important. Even though if you don't have anything at all, we have only serving attitude. So and then humility, that is more than enough to get a shower of mercy from our senior devotees, our gurus, our masters. Serving attitude is more than enough to get a shower of mercy. Right? That is what the divine secret of this verse actually. Right? Spiritual advancement. So depending on not your age, not your intelligence, not your wealth, not your scholarly knowledge. I am PhD, I am doctorate, I am IIT pass out. Only required humility and willingness to serve. So these are the main thing. So doesn't bother. So you can see our great acharyas, how they are not, so they're not very well very well in wealth. They're not maybe very well in educational background. So they have become great devotees, right? So the sadhus are like that. Sadhus artists so much, so they will bestow the mercy of the devotees who are very sincere, who are non-envious for anybody, how, and also non-envious in listening their words. Right? If someone is actually somebody preaching and sitting, those who are hearing, and they are talking something in between, and then laughing in between. So how come that the words will go into their heart? We have to sincerely listen. We have to be very attentive while listening. We should be like childlike innocence. We should not have anything in our mind. Okay, the preacher is very junior. He doesn't know. I know everything. Yes, last week, Prabhuji told. Right? We should have the mental. We should have actually think up. We should be always childlike innocence, receptive mentality, respectful service towards any devotees. So that is what the saints will do. So even though here in the verse it's saying, Apeta Hakila Chapale. So Narad Muni, he explained about 4 words very important for all of us. So Apeta Akila Chapale means is freedom from restlessness. He's a boy. He's a 6-7 years old boy. He was not jumping like a normal kid, will jump in home or outside, right? So he was so calm, and he did not behave like a typical child. He was so focused. So imagine in the classroom, in the material or wherever in the classroom, some children will be sitting very cool, innocent, and very attentive, very obedient in front bench, and some children are sitting backside. They were shouting, they were doing nonsense, they were talking chit chat each other, so doing mischief in the backside. Who do teacher likes? Teacher likes naturally those who are attentive listening, very obedient, right? And they will get more guidance from the teacher. So similar way, Narada Muni was so attentive, so calm, so innocent in listening what sages was explaining. The attentive is very much important. So naturally, the one we get more energy, more knowledge in our absorption. So similar way, Arjuna also, right? So in Gita, he was so focused. Even in crisis situation in the Kurukshetra house, all 2 armies are standing, and he was completely focused to hear Gita. That's the reason Krishna was selected Arjuna to recite Gita. He listened very deeply. right? So those who are not really listening, so out of will so you can see those many people or devotees who are listening classes, scriptural knowledge. How many can understand the knowledge? Because of those who are very receptive, very attentive, they can easily grab what preacher was explaining about, right? And then, yeah. Dante Dhruta Kridanake Anuvartini. Dante means what? Dante means self-controlled. So Narada Muni, the boy was so self-controlled. Even he was a child, he was so disciplined. He was not demanding anything. He was not complaining about anything. So always normally people ask, so if you consider ourselves, right, we'll argue so many things. We'll expect so many things from our family and from our kids, right? So, but Narada, the boy, was not at all expecting anything. He was so disciplined, so was completely attentive to in hearing. So Prahlad Maharaj also same thing. When he was 5-year-old boy, he was so calm, so sober and gentle. He was not at all uh, disturbed by whatever the happening within his surroundings. He was not at all disturbed. He was completely meditating on the Narayana. So right. So hence Narasimhadeva came in personally for one devotee. They just think that so the Lord will come to this world to save somebody, that too for only particular person, one person. Normally the Lord will come for do so many other activities and he will go back. But in this case, Prahlad Maharaj, Lord came for only Prahlad Maharaj. Because is in deep devotion. Very rarely Lord will come in such a way that so he will come and save only one devotee and go back. Right? So, and then Adruka Kridanake Anuvarthini. So Adruk Kridanake means actually he set all his ties aside. Means what? There is no attachment. So as a kid, what normally kids will do? They always play with the toys, always busy in playing, right? But this boy was completely set aside everything, all his plays, all his play. He was not at all playing anything with what other normal children will do. So as we are adults, what we do? Always will have many addictions, like phone addictions. And then watching movies and shopping. Shopping also same thing. So we'll go shopping, whether we buy or not, simply they'll go and take one round in shopping and they'll come back. And then gossiping, prajalpa. So many times. So prajalpa niyamagraha. We're also busy in gossiping on social media, scrolling and all, right? Shorts and all other things. So we need to keep aside in devotion all of this. Say Dhruva Maharaj, he left all the comforts. He left the whole kingdom, whatever he was thinking in his future, everything he left and just went to forest to meditate on the Lord based on suggestion by his mother Suniti, right? So, and finally, yes, he got great kingdom greater than his great grandfather. That is different, but he left everything. And then Anuvartini. Anuvartini means actually, so we need to follow the sages. The boy who actually follow completely sages. He was completely obeyed. He completely listened what sages were telling. So the essential spiritual growth is actually we need to follow our master. We need to follow our authority. We need to follow our spiritual master. We need to follow our Shiksha Guru. That is the basic thing. We need to follow our senior devotees. You should not think that I am great, someone is great. It's not like. We need to follow the footsteps of what they are following. Then only we can grow higher in spiritual growth. So the Uddhava, actually Uddhava was so close, he was so friend of Krishna, so intimate friend of Krishna. And he has very indifferent qualities actually. But Krishna, he selected him and he carry him highest instructions by Uddhav Gita. Right? So, and then Yadyapi Tulya Darshanaha. So those sages, they are impartial actually. Tulya Darshanaha. Impartial. But he shower the mercy to that boy, so is unlimitedly. So they don't see who is actually who is that person, whether animal, other bird, child, adult, a scholarly person, is wealthy person. No, they'll shower mercy. They are impartial actually. But for this boy, they shower mercy like anything because of he has so many qualities, even though he is a child. Right? So similar way, the sun shines in falls everywhere, right? But if something, the pot maker who put a pot, just made a pot and then put it outside, it will absorb the lights. But in other places, it will not. Right? Same thing, rain also falls everywhere. Where fertile lands will be there, the crop will grow. The unfertile lands, there is no useful of that rain, right? So that's the same thing. If someone hearing someone lecturing, those who are very receptive, they will take their knowledge and they will apply that knowledge and then they will grow in spiritually. But some are just like listen, they will leave it. Right? Depending on the receptive mood in ourselves, right? How we are receptive in hearing and grabbing the scriptural knowledge. So similar way, mercy falls to everyone, right? So depending on how we are taking up, right? Last one is Shushrusha Mane. Shushrusha Mane means actually, so the power of service that we are doing. So Narada Muni, that boy is not having, it doesn't have any big knowledge, great knowledge, doesn't have any wealth and scripture knowledge, nothing. But he has only one thing, is service mood. That made him to get the knowledge, hankering for scriptural knowledge, hankering for the words of sages. So that's how he got complete knowledge from the sages. Right? So, and then Alpa Bhashini. What is that? Shushrusha Mane Munayo Alpa Bhashini. Alpa Bhashini means, so not much talkative. Narad Muni was talking very less. He was talking wherever just needed. Right? So this talkative mind is actually restless mind. Quiet mind is always in reception mood. Right? So always we should talk less, we should hear more. And we need to talk only wherever required. Unnecessary, should not talk so many things, which is not really useful. So 7 o'clock, okay. So how to apply this verse in our life, right? So render service. So we should have like service. Our attitude would be like always serving mode, without any expecting. And then we need to cultivate so gentleness, right? Gentleness means we need to always so think of others. So we should not really worried about all other things which is surrounding, what is happening in surroundings always. And then we need to give up the things, kridanake. So we need to give up all attachment, right? Watching TV, gossiping, phone, entertainment, everything we need to detach. And then we need to follow our masters. That is very much important. We need to follow. Blindly we need to follow. Because Tattva Darshinaha. They have seen the truth. Just we need to follow blindly. You don't have to ask question also. What is this? Why it is? Just simply follow blindly. So like how the boy followed the sages. And serve the devotees. Serve the devotees. You should not see you are senior devotees, you junior. Serve the devotees. And then speak less. Speak less, hear more. Shravanam should be more, rather Kirtanam. Right? So, of course, both are very important. So speak less unnecessary, should not talk prajalpa. So with this, I'm just concluding. So this is the beautiful verse. Narada Muni is talking about the actually previous janma where he was a boy, how he was behaving. So the boy, small boy is behaving like that, whereas we are adults. How to behave? We need to take only these four things, right? So Dutta Kridanake, no attachment, right? And then Anuvartini, follow the masters. And then what else? Yadyapi Tulya Darshanaha. So since the sages are actually equal to everyone, but because of his sincere attitude, sincere service attitude, so they bestow their mercy, bestow their knowledge to this boy. And then Shushrushamane, right? You need to always discipline. And then talk less. What is that? Alpa bhashini, talk less. Means should not talk any prajalpa. So just we need to carry few things in our mind. So definitely will be great devotee. Okay, thank you for all joining. If you have any questions, reflections, anything, please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So always the word called a word important quotation, right? Talk less, work more. So that is there from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I mean, it's a Purana onwards. Okay, that is always better. Keep quiet and listen. And even in offices here and there, now it's if we apply for our current life, some people they will talk more. They may go a little bit higher position, but it's not always the case for everyone. But maybe temporary. If they want to talk continuously, they need to work towards that. Okay, so it's better to do simple always, I think.
Yes, Prabhu. Wherever required, you need to talk. So as last class also, Her Grace Kalindi Mataji told that, right? So where we need to talk whenever blaspheming devotees and all. There is necessary whenever necessary. So we need to talk, but we should not talk unnecessary things and prajalpas and all other things. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your reflection. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions, reflections?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it was great session. I have a question. Narad Muni initially, last to last one, before Med Servant was Skandal, it might be in heavenly planet, Prabhuji.
Heavenly planet. Yes, he was with the Apsara, so that's what he got cursed because of he was singing mundane song while glorifying others on Lord Vishnu.
And then when he was the son of Lord Brahma, was that after this maid servant son or before Gandharva?
Then as soon as the curse is like that, so you will be going to get a birth in mortal world, where in earthly planet as a Shudra family, so where he born as a son of maid servant. Was that question, Prabhuji?
Prabhu's question was like, when was Brahma, son of Lord Brahma? It was before the Gandharva.
Okay, you're talking about the son because of his son of Brahma.
Yeah. So when
The next line, right? As an Narada Muni. Next, okay. After that when he was a boy, mother died, and then he'll go for again because of the mercy of the sages. He got realized and then went to forest and then meditated in the Lord, and Lord will say that. So in the next this janma, so nothing actually next janma you will be great sage. So next actually birth you'll become a Brahma, son of Brahma. Narada Muni, particularly, right? So Narada Muni is next life, right? After this boy.
Okay.
So previous janma was a boy, where is the son of a maid servant. Previous to that, he was a Gandharva. So right. So the Narada Muni's life was actually was born as a son of Brahma.
Okay, probably one follow-up question. So as you know, like Kur Kumar and Narad Muni, they were Manasa Putra of Lord Brahma,
Yes.
and the plan was from Lord Brahma for them to propagate the progeny for
Yeah,
human being, but
correct.
they denied, didn't accept it. And then the other, I mean, Lord Brahma started for other plants. So that means it could have happened in the very beginning stage. So if that's the case, then how this other life came? Probably like it was in different Brahma's period. If you can correlate a little bit there, that would be great.
So you're asking about, so when progeny was started, because initial actually for Kumaras will born, so to continue the progeny, but they are not ready to do that, and they'll become sannyasis. So and then Brahma will get, then all seven sages. Okay, they're also into completely into sannyasa, right? And then Prajapati, when Prajapati comes, so he started actually this, and then Manu and other things. So that progeny started from them. So what is the actual question? The correlation between what and what, Prabhu?
Like when Naratmani came as Manas Putra, he might be in the initial days when Brahma's creation happened, because the plan for Lord Brahma was to propagate the progeny, and that time there was not much human beings in the creature. That is my understanding. You can correct me. So
Narada
that
Muni
means
was not initially. He was not born as initially. So his main duty is actually, so distribute, propagate the dharma to all the devotees, all the people who are in this three worlds, right? So lower and middle planet and upper planets. So by that time when Narada Muni was born, so there was started already progeny. So it is not
okay,
Narada Muni born as a starting, very initially.
understood.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Prabhu.
So that's how
Also,
Lord Krishna.
Narada
Yes, Prabhu.
Muni had a boon. He can stay forever. He can
Yeah.
go all the planets. After the progeny happened, he is traveling all over the places, and he is preaching, and he is doing many other things.
Thank
So,
you.
in
And
that aspect, after he got realization, and in the next life, first he will not. Initially, he is a son of maid servant. In the next life, he got a birth of Narad Muni, and then he continued his preaching. So after that, he taught this knowledge to Vyasadeva, and then it's continuing whole Bhagavatam. Is that clear, Prabhuji?
yes, Prabhu, it is clear. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, with that, we'll conclude here. Let's offer our. Okay, let's thank His Grace Purna Prakash Gaura Prabhu for delivering a wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam class today morning by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Let's offer our prayers to Lord Narasimha to give a complete protection to our ISKCON Somerset and entire congregation. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyarmutyarnamamiham. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyarmutyarnamamiham. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyarmutyarnamamiham. We wish you a very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. We'll have our Srimad Bhagavatam class tomorrow 6:30 a.m. Let's offer our praise to all assembled Vaishnavas who gave opportunity to us to hear Bhagavata Katha and then chant Hare Krishna 3 times. Pancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय। अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी। We'll see you all tomorrow morning, Srimad Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna.